Hey guys, I am back with the all new DaVinci Resolve tutorial. In this tutorial, we will create an awesome looking colorful slideshow animation which is very easy to create inside of DaVinci Resolve without using any third-party plugins. I am Vikas from Skyline Motions, and without any further ado, let's take a new project and get started. Alright guys, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve 17 edit page, and before we get started we have to do some basic setting as usual. So click on this setting button in the corner and set the size of this project 1920 by 1080. You can select 4K resolution as well from here, and we have to select a frame rate. So in this case I am using this 30 frame per second, but you can select 60 frame per second for smooth animation or 24 frame per second for cinematic, and then click on save. Now let's create this animation inside of this fusion page. So we have to take a new fusion composition first. So just go to this media pool window and right click on that, click on new fusion composition, and let's call it anything. Duration make it 5 seconds long, frame rate 30, and click on create. Now let's drag this fusion composition on this timeline just like that, and then go to the fusion page. And here we have the media out node, so just drag this media out to the side for now. And for this animation we need only one viewer, so click on this single viewer and make it single. Now let's create a background. So this is the background button. Let's drag and drop on this flow window, drag this background to the viewer, and as you can see we have a black background. So let's change the color first. Click on this color and select any color that you like, but I'm using this color. Hit OK. We need a textured background, so we have to create some texture. So what we have to do, let's take another background node. So this is the background button. Let's drag and drop on this flow window, hit F2 on the keyboard to rename, and let's call it texture. Select the texture, drag and drop to the viewer, make it pure white, and let's attach a rectangle mask with this. So click on this rectangle button and attach this with the texture just like this. Let's increase the height and set it 1. Let's decrease the width value and set the width value something around 0.015 and make it a thin line just like that. Now let's drag the line right over here and set it like this. After that we have to create multiple copy of this line. So select the texture, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for duplicate. So this is the duplicate node. Hit add button, drag this duplicate to the viewer. Select the duplicate node, go to the inspector window, and here we have to do some basic setting. So first of all we have to increase the number of copies. I'm going to set the value maybe 20, and let's set the center X value 0.55, and I'm going to use this texture with the background. So just select the duplicate node, add a transform, drag this transform to the viewer. Now let's rotate a little bit. So let's set the angle value maybe 15 degree. Let's increase the size just a little bit. So I'm going to set the value 1.4 in the size. Alright, and we will get something like this. And now let's merge this transform output with the background. So this is the background. Let's connect the output of this foreground with the background, and we will get this new merge. Let's drag and drop to the viewer. Select the merge and let's down the opacity of this output. So here we have the blend option inside of this merge. So let's set the value 0.2, maybe 20%, and we will get something like this. After that we have to create some liquid assets. So let's take another background node, hit F2 on the keyboard, let's call it liquid. Now select the liquid, change the color to white, drag this to the viewer. Now we have to attach circular or ellipse tool with this liquid. So here we have the ellipse. Click on this ellipse button, select the ellipse, let's down the size a little bit and set the ellipse right over here. Add one more ellipse, so select the ellipse 1, click on this ellipse button, and here we have the second ellipse. Now let's down the size a bit, set the ellipse right over here. Now we have to apply liquid effect on the circles. Select the liquid, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for displace. So this is the displace node. Hit add button, drag this to the viewer. Let's increase the refraction strength and set the value something around 0.5. And we need a noise effect for this displace. So hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for noise. So this is the fast noise. Hit add button, drag it to the viewer. And here we have the details. So let's set the detail value 1. Increase the contrast and set it 5.0. Let's increase the scale and set the value maybe 5. Alright, and we will get something like this. After that, we have to animate the seed value. So go to the end of this animation, right click on seed, click on animate and set the value something around 2.0. Go to very first frame of this animation, set the value to default, maybe 0. Alright, and we will get this type of noise effect. And I'm going to use this noise for this displacement. So let's attach the fast noise with the displace and drag the displace 1 to the viewer. And after that, we will get this type of effect. Alright, and now let's merge this displace output with the main background. So connect the foreground output with the background output and we will get this new merge. Drag this merge to the viewer. Select this merge and go to the blend and set the value maybe 0.3, which is 30%. And we will get this type of liquid effect. After that, let's import an image. So just go to this media pool, right click on that, click on import media, and let's import any video clip or any image. So I'm using this image for this tutorial. You can use any image that you like. Click on open, and now let's drag and drop on this flow window. Drag this image to the viewer, and as you can see, we have a large image. We have to fit this image according to the project size 1920 by 1080. So what we have to do, select the media in, hit F2, let's call it media. Select the media, click on this transform button, and this transform is going to be the controller of this image. So hit F2 on the keyboard, let's call it controller. And now you can control the image by using this controller. After that, we have to fit this image according to the project size. So we have to take a new background node again. And this is going to be the matte for this image. So hit F2, let's call it matte. And after that, we have to take a new merge node. So this is the merge node, and inside of this merge node, we have 4 different points. So the yellow point is for background, green is for foreground, and this is the output, and this is the effect mask. So I'm using this controller output as a foreground and the matte as a background. So connect the yellow point, the background point with this matte, green foreground point with the controller, and drag this merge 3 to the viewer. And now we have the 1920 by 1080 proportion, which is absolutely perfect. And now click on fit button. Select the controller and fit this image in the center, just like this. After that, we have to animate the image. So select the final output for this image, add one more transform node, and this is going to be the scale animation or size animation. So hit F2, let's call it size. Go to the end of this animation, right click on size, click on animate, go to very first frame. Let's increase the size and set the value 1.2. Drag this size to the viewer and we will get zoom out animation, which is looking nice. Now you can close the media pool. After that, I'm going to place this image in the liquid shape. So just drag the node right over here, maybe select these node, hit Ctrl C to copy, hit Ctrl V to paste. And I'm going to use this output as a matte for this complete image output. Alright, let's create a space just like this. After that, we need only one ellipse, so let's delete the ellipse, and we need only one. Select the ellipse, set it in the center or maybe right over here. Let's increase the size. So I'm going to set the value maybe 0.42 in width, 0.42 in height. let's change the value of the displacement. So select the displace, and here we have the reflection strength value 0.5. So I'm going to set the value 0.2. And now select the fast noise, and I'm going to decrease the scale value and set it 3. And we will get this type of effect. All right. Now select the fast noise and let's inverse the teeth animation. So go to the end of this animation and I'm going to set the value -2.0. And now we will get something like this, and I'm going to place this image inside of this shape. So it's very simple. We have to connect the main output of this image with the main output of this displace. So connect the output with the displace output and we will get this new merge. Just drag this merge to the viewer. Select the merge and go to operator in the inspector window and change this over to in. After that, we have to fit this image inside of the shape. So select the controller, image controller, and set it in the center. You can decrease the size a little bit. After that, select the final output, the merge 4, add a transform, and this is going to be the position. So hit F2, let's call it position. Hit OK. And finally, we have to merge this position with the background. Let's connect the output of this position with this main output and we will get this new merge. Just drag this merge to the viewer. All right, select the position and you can place this circle anywhere in the frame, or you can increase or decrease the size a little bit from here. Now you can place the liquid shapes. So select the first ellipse, you can place it right over here maybe. Select the second ellipse and place it over here, just like this. Alright, and finally we have to create a text. So this is the text tool. Let's drag and drop on this flow window. Attach the main output of this text with the main output, and here we have the merge 6. Let's drag and drop to the viewer. Select the text node and type anything, whatever you want to type, just like this. And you can select your favorite font style. So in this case, I'm using Gotham Ultra font style. You can use any different font style that you like. Now let's align it to the left side. So click on this H anchor left, and you can increase the size a little bit. So I'm going to set the value 0.11. And now you can place the text over here, just like this. All right, after that we have to add some drop shadow for the text. So select the text node, hit Ctrl plus a spacebar for search box and search for drop shadow. Hit add button. Now we have to do some basic setting with the drop shadow. So select the drop shadow and here we have the blur. Let's down the blur value and set it 0. Let's decrease the drop distance and set the value maybe 0.01 or 0.015, maybe like this. Now you can decrease the shadow strength and set the value 0.1 maybe. All right, it's looking nice. After that, we have to add some assets. So it's very simple. Let's take a new background and this is going to be the asset. So hit F2 on the keyboard. Let's call it assets. Select the asset, add ellipse mask with this, place the ellipse mask over here. Let's decrease the size, place it right over here, just like this. Now we have to merge this asset with the main output. So it's very simple. Connect the output of this asset with the main output and we will get the another merge. Let's drag and drop to the viewer. Select the asset, let's change the color to white. Select the ellipse, add one more ellipse node. Let's decrease the size, place it over here maybe. Now I'm going to create cross shape. So add a rectangle. Let's decrease the width value and set the value maybe 0.01 and height value 0.1, just like this. Now you can place the rectangle in this corner. Let's change the angle and set it to 45 degrees. Let's create a space. Select the rectangle, hit Ctrl C on the keyboard to copy, hit Ctrl V to paste. Now select the second rectangle and let's change the angle and set it negative 45 degree. And finally we will get this cross effect over here. Alright, and finally we have to animate this. So it's very simple. Let's increase the flow window and we have to drag all the merge and create a space over here just like this. And after that we have to animate this. So let's take a new transform node and this transform is going to be the animation. So hit F2, let's call it animation 01. Hold shift on the keyboard and let's attach this animation with this liquid output. Alright, and finally we have to animate this. So let's increase the preview window a little bit, and here we have the animation 01. Go to frame number 30, which is equal to 1 second according to 30 frames per second. Here we have the center, right click on center, click on animate. Go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 4 seconds according to 30 frames per second. Click on this diamond button and lock the value as it is. Go to the end of this animation and set the center Y value 1.5 and place the frame just like this. Go to very first frame of this animation and we have to set the center Y value maybe negative 0.5. Alright, and we will get this type of effect, but this animation is a linear right now, so we have to make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. Here we have the animation 1. Let's check this. Click on fit button, highlight both the keyframes, hit S to smooth, or you can also click on this smooth button, highlight these two keyframes, hit S to smooth. Now place the CDI at very first keyframe. Hold this handle and let's create a nice smooth curve just like this. Set the CDI at the end. Highlight this point, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve just like this. Now you can close this spline window. After that we have to select the animation 1, hit Ctrl C to copy. Now select this output and hit Ctrl V to paste. Now hit F2 on the keyboard and this is going to be the animation second, so let's call it animation 02 and do the same thing for each outputs. So hit Ctrl V to paste and this is going to be the animation 3. Let's rename it to animation 03. Hold shift on the keyboard and attach this right over here and hit Ctrl V to paste, hit F2 on the keyboard to rename. This is going to be the animation 04. And hold shift on the keyboard and attach this animation 4 just after this assets. Alright, and now we have to drag and drop the main output to the viewer. And finally we have this type of animation, but we need to create time gap between each layers. So just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. Let's increase the spline window. And here we have all the nodes. Let's minimize it first and let's leave the animation 1 as it is. And here we have the animation 2, animation 3 and animation 4. Click on fit button. After that just go to frame number 5 and highlight all the keyframes. Hold this point and just drag it on frame number 5. Go to right over here, maybe frame number 115, maybe 5 frames back in time. Highlight all the keyframes and set it right over here. Now let's uncheck this animation 02 and select animation 3 and 4 and do the same thing. So let's go back 5 frames and set it over here. Maybe go to 5 frames forward in time, maybe on frame number 10. Highlight these keyframes and place it over here. Now let's uncheck this animation 3, check this animation 4 only. Go to 5 frames forward in time on frame number 15 and place these keyframe right over here and do the same thing. Just go to 5 frames back in time, highlight this keyframe and place it over here maybe. Now you can close this spline window And finally, we will get the nice and simple animation. And we have the disconnected animation, so hold shift on the keyboard and attach just like this. Alright, and then you can see the effect, which is looking nice. Alright, now you can click on fit button. After that, let's attach this media out with the main output. And then you can go to the edit page and our animation is ready for render, as you can see. But we have to do one more thing. We have to apply the drop shadow on these assets as well. So just go to the Fusion page again and let's copy the drop shadow effect. Hold Ctrl C to copy and select the asset, hit Ctrl V to paste. And now we have the drop shadow effect on these assets as well. And then go to the edit page. Now let me show you how you can create multiple copy of this. So it's very simple. Select the Fusion composition, hit Ctrl C to copy. Place the CDI at the end, hit Ctrl V to paste, and this is the second copy. Now let's place the CDI on the second copy. Go to the Fusion page and you can change everything from here. Now let's change the text first. So select the text node and you can type anything, whatever you want. Now you can change the background color. So select the background and here we have the color option. Let's select this color for now. And now we have to change the image. So just search for media. This is the media. Let's delete it. Go to the media pool, right click, click on import media and import any other image that you like. So I'm using this one. You can open it up and now let's drag and drop on this flow window, hit F2. You can call it media and now you can connect the media with the controller. Select the controller and you can control the size of the image and position of the image and set it like this. Alright, and now you can go to the edit page and here we have the slide 1 and this is the slide 2, but we have a jerk between both the slides. So for this one we need to create a transition. So it's very simple again. Just go to the media pool, right click on that, click on new Fusion composition. Duration, make it 1 second long and let's call it transition. Hit create. Now you can minimize this and here we have the transition. Let's drag and drop on this timeline. Alright, and then place the CDI on the transition, go to the Fusion page. And again we have the media out, so let's drag and drop. Finally we have to create a new background first. Let's drag and drop, make it pure white, hit OK. Now add an ellipse mask with this. And finally we have to animate this, so select the ellipse, place the ellipse over here, go to the end of this animation, right click on center, click on animate, go to very first frame and let's set the ellipse in this corner, maybe like this. Go to the end of this and you can place this circle right over here. Now you can click on fit button, you can close the media pool and just go to on frame number 15, which is equal to half a second according to 30 frames per second. Select the ellipse, right click on width, click on animate, right click on height, click on animate, and let's increase the width and height and set the value maybe 1.5 in width, 1.5 in height. Alright, and go to the end of this animation. Let's set the width value 0, height value 0. Go to very first frame and do the same thing. Let's make it width value 0, height value 0. And we will get this type of effect, which is looking nice. After that, go to spline window, hit F4 to full screen. Check this ellipse 1, click on fit, highlight all the keyframes and click on smooth button. After that, we have to create some liquid effect. So select the background, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for displace. So this is the displace effect, hit add button. Let's increase the displacement. So here we have the refraction strength, set the value maybe 1.5. All right, and now we have to search for fast noise. Now let's attach the fast noise with the displace. Select the fast noise and do some settings. So here we have the details. Let's set the value maybe 1. Increase the contrast. Set the scale value maybe 5. Now let's drag the displace, and finally we will get this type of effect. Now you can decrease the scale maybe 3. All right, and we will get this type of effect. Now we have to connect the displace with the media out and then go to the edit page, and finally we will get this type of smooth animation. You can create multiple copy of this fusion composition and copy the transition and place it in the center. All right, and finally it's done. So just turn on the loop button, go to full screen, and let's have a look. Alright, so it's looking awesome, and that's all for this tutorial. I hope you guys like it. If you like it, then hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification for more interesting videos, and also hit the like button for this video. My name is Vikash and I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.